Hello, everyone. Welcome to my video on full container load, FCL, and less container load, LCL, in international shipping. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with the difference between the two, I'll be explaining them in detail so you can make an informed decision when shipping goods internationally. Both of these shipping types have their own advantages and disadvantages, so I will also explain those. Let's get started. Overview. FCL stands for full container load and is a type of shipping option where all items put into the same container are shipped as a single unit. It is the most common type of cargo transportation where the consignor has exclusive use of the container and is responsible for loading and unloading the entire container. The consignor pays for the entire container and can ship as much as the container can fit. LCL, on the other hand, stands for less than container load and involves shipping smaller quantities of goods. In LCL shipping, multiple consignors' goods are combined together and put into the same container. Here, multiple parties will split the cost of the shipping container and share it with consignors of similar goods. Now that we have discussed the basics, let's dive a bit more into what sets FCL and LCL apart from each other. Shipping through FCL is suitable for those with large shipments who are on a stricter timeline, since it provides exclusive use of the container, guaranteed transit times, and is generally more secure. FCLs also incur higher upfront costs, since the entire cost of the container needs to be paid ahead of time and freight rates will be higher due to the exclusive use of the container. On the other hand, LCL is great for those with smaller shipments who are looking for competitive rates. This is because the costs are distributed among a pool of consignors sharing the same container. You'll usually make multiple stops along the way and will have to wait for other consignors to unload their goods before you can clear the entry and receive your shipment. That said, transit times may be variable and unpredictable, based on the other consignors' timelines. What's more, FCL has different container types from dry van containers to open top, flat rack, refrigerated, and tank containers. Whereas, LCL only uses dry van containers, so keep that in mind if you need any specialized type of container. Overall, both FCL and LCL are great for different scenarios, depending on the type and size of your shipment. Weigh the pros and cons of each accordingly, depending on your needs and your budget. Advantages and disadvantages of FCL. Now let's discuss the advantages and disadvantages of FCL. One of the biggest advantages of FCL is that customers have complete control over the entire shipping process. Since they pay for the entire container, they have the final say on how the cargo is handled and stored. This also allows customers to track their cargo more easily since all of the cargo is in a single container. Additionally, FCL typically costs less since the buyer is only paying for the cost of the container. On the other hand, the main disadvantage of FCL is that it's only cost-effective for large amounts of cargo. For smaller shipments, the cost of the exclusive use of the container may be too expensive, making it more cost-effective to use LCL instead. Additionally, customers may need to do more preparation for FCL shipments since they are responsible for the loading and unloading of the container. Advantages and disadvantages of LCL. Now let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of LCL. As mentioned earlier, the main advantage of LCL is that it's more cost-effective for smaller amounts of cargo. Since buyers only need to pay for the portion of the container their cargo takes up, they can save money in the long run. Additionally, Buyers don't need to do as much preparation for LCL shipments since the cargo is consolidated with cargo from other customers. However, the main disadvantage of LCL is that the buyer doesn't have complete control over the entire shipping process. Since their cargo is stored alongside cargo from other customers, the buyer needs to rely on the shipping company to ensure their cargo is handled properly. Additionally, tracking individual shipments can be more difficult since the cargo is consolidated with cargo from other customers. Conclusion. Overall, both FCL and LCL have their own advantages and disadvantages. Ultimately, the decision on which type of shipping to use depends on the buyer's individual needs. If you have any further questions about FCL and LCL, please don't hesitate to reach out for additional information. Please like and subscribe for more shipping and logistics related videos.